How's it going, guys? CalFayD here, and welcome back to another video on my channel where today we're playing some more Kerbal Space Program. Now, you might recognise this ship a bit. This is the arrowhead that keeps failing to get up into space, and now I've got it up into space on my other save. And this is the design I got to. And the reason I think it wasn't working properly, I don't know if I had these on before or not. But the ones that I had before were too close to the ship, so when they decoupled they'd fall onto the ship. It was really weird, and I think there's a bug with them, or I think they're just meant to be used in space, the other ones, but yeah, we're using these ones now. Also, I've moved it down under the ship, so it's not going to hit the top of the ship or anything like that. So we should get up into space. As I said before on my other save, I have got up into space. So we're going to try this. Hopefully this episode will go well and it won't be a total failure like the last one. So we're going to launch. Also this time we have Herbert Kerman. And I think this was because my other ship landed on the sea. And instead of me ending the flight, I abandoned the flight through the satellite dish. So I think that's why we don't have Jedgar anymore. But anyway, we're going to launch this ship. Enough of me babbling on. And we're going to launch in 3, 2, 1. So yeah, we have a steady descent going up. A steady descent? It's a steady up. Ascending. But yeah, it goes pretty fast, as you can remember from my last Kerbal Space Program. So it's going to keep going up. And we'll then remove these ones, so the ship doesn't have to carry the weight of the solid boosters. Hopefully this all goes well. If this doesn't go well, I think it's my recording system somehow bugging out my game. So every time it seems to crash my ships, but hopefully it'll be fine. Now it looks like my ship's kind of turning. But the nav ball says it isn't, so it seems fine. You can't really lock a gimbal on that. I think you can with them though, can't you? Yeah. But it wasn't there. Anyway, so look at that. 500 meters a second. Now we decouple them. Look at that. We're up. We're going up nice and safely. And those solid boosters are going to go down. Maybe land back on the space center. Which is going to be a bit of a hazard zone there. Because you don't want anything to blow up on them. Anyway, so we're going to turn down the booster a bit. Or the engine. And we're going to start rotating the ship. Now, I want to go even higher than I had before. Because I think me going like 50,000 wasn't actually high enough for me to get into a perfect orbit. So if I change that to orbit already, we don't want to go for that at the moment. We just want to stay and get as much of a orbit maneuver as we can and get as high as we can. This solid booster helps a lot. Look how fast we are actually going. At this very moment, we've reached 50,000, which is way more than, well, it was actually the same amount, but look how much fuel we have left. So we should get into an orbit and then we can see the whole world from here. Anyway, so what we're on now, we want around about a 80,000 orbit. That's what I'm aiming for. So we've got to stay within the range thing here. There we go, an 80,000 orbit. Now what we're going to do is going to skip forward and then power up the engines. If I can stop rotating, that would be amazing. I'm kind of going off track now as well, because this ship isn't very stable for space because I still have that back engine on. So what's going to happen is the back engine's going to make it hard for us to maneuver. There we go, it's gone now. And then we'll fire up that engine, and voila! This engine should get us up into space. Well, we are in space already. It should get us into an orbit. We're at 100,000 orbit. I think this is actually capable of getting to the moon and back. Yeah, but we don't want to aim for that at the moment. So now we're going to aim for there. If we start approaching that fast, I'm going to have to try and burn away from it, like somehow. So we watch the time, the amount of time it takes for us. If we get to 30 seconds, I'm going to have to try to somehow get the orbit up again, because we don't want to pass that. I think we just might have enough time to get over it. And yeah, everything should be fine. So I hope you enjoy this episode, guys, because we've actually gone to orbit and you'll be able to see what orbiting is like. And hopefully we do have enough fuel. Apparently we do. We haven't even used a third of it yet, so that's nice. Or a fourth of it. We haven't even used a fourth of it yet. Alright, that's going up too much. Now you want to ascend down a bit, and that should start widening the apoapsis. No. I don't know the keywords to this game. Even though I play this game a lot, I think it's really fun. And I don't care what people say about it. It's a really fun game. So anyway, that's going to be the best point to get the retrograde up. I don't even know if what I'm saying is correct. Right, so you've got the orbit path here, which is going steadily around the Earth. The retrograde is that, I think. The apoapsis is that. The apoapsis and I don't. Is it retro? I don't know. We'll see it when it comes around anyway. I'm trying to think of the other name for the other apsis, but it doesn't come through yet because, as you can see, I've clipped the Earth, so I can't even see that other side yet. But we should come into an orbit at some point. As you can see, it's going faster and faster as we get around the Earth. I just need to change that again. So that's the apoapsis. What's the other one? We're still going around. And yes, as I said, we might have enough fuel to get to the moon. Do you want to try that in this episode? I might try it, but we don't want to waste a lot of fuel. So anyway, we start going to the apoapsis. We then put SAS off so we can move. Turn SAS on. And then this should get us a full orbit in about 5 seconds. So there we go. It's the periapsis, that's it. So now we're in a stable orbit. Once that gets to like, yep. We're in a stable orbit, guys. So, we have Herbert. He's really happy in his little capsule. We can check him out from his point of view. Look at that. And for some reason my game glitches when it comes to that. The symbols don't pop up. So if we look out the window, can't really see anything. I don't know why. If I rotate it, maybe. Nope, I think this capsule's glitched for me. I'm just not rotating in the first place. Hold on. Yeah, this capsule's glitched for me, guys. Sorry, you can't look out the window then. But anyway, we're in a stable orbit. I'm going to go to the periapsis at the other side. And I'm going to then start powering the engine so we get to the moon. And then the moon might be over there by the time. But then we just keep orbiting around the Earth until we get to an encounter. Because it's very likely we get to an encounter. And now we're up in the orbit. We can... wait, hold on. We can like speed up time and all that. So once we get to the periapsis, we'll slow down time and start to... actually, we'll slow down time now, because what I want to do is... I want to have enough time to get to the retrograde. And like so. I don't want SES on. And then we floor it up again. I keep flooring it up. It's not flooring it up, it's time warping. Then go back down to the retrograde. And then we throttle up, because now what this is going to do is this is going to expand this side faster, and we might be able to get to the moon and back, which will be pretty cool. So if we do, then we'll just make the periapsis go back down into the Earth. It can't be that hard, but we might as well try. We only live once, even though we can get as many ships as we want up in space anyway. We also don't want to waste the amount of time that we've got, so as I say that, I mean the periapsis. Once you go over the periapsis, it starts to slow down how fast that goes. So you want to try and make it like efficient. Anyway, look at this. Look how far we are getting away from the Earth. That looks pretty cool, to be honest. And I keep calling it Earth. I know it's Kerbal, but Kerbin. And is there some called Kerbal? I think the sun is called Kerbal, but on the wiki it states it's Kerbal, but on the game it states it is just the sun. So anyway, this is us coming back down to Earth again. Don't worry, we won't go inside the atmosphere. It's just us bypassing Earth like that. Now we're coming up to the... oh, I don't want to be that far. Right, so we're coming up to the retrograde again. We want to speed up a tad bit more. There we go. So now we're going to turn back on SES, start firing up our engines again. It's going to get wider and wider. Look at that. 1.2 million meters from the Earth. And as I was saying before, we don't want to go past the apoapsis. So that's me turning off my engines again. And then we're going to start to fly around. And we should get even further away from the Earth this time. But still get put back to the Earth because of its gravitational pull. So look how far we're going now. So I think the space station's there. Am I right? Nope, I'm wrong. So look how far we're going. That looks I like that bit there. It looks weird. But I've never actually got a space plane and flown it around the Earth to see what stuff's like. But no, it's pretty cool. And I know there's some like Easter eggs on the Earth, which are pretty cool as well. And we're still getting further and further away. Look at this. So where's the moon? Can we see the moon anywhere? If we look on our map, the moon should be right behind us. So if the sun's there, it's behind us. Moon, where are you? There it is. There's the moon. Minmus is really small from this point of view. And look how far we are away from the sun. The sun, I meant the Earth. So yeah, Minmus is really small. It should be to the left of the moon, so around this part here. And it's really hard to spot out. So if you guys see it, comment or anything, but I can't see it. Around this area. Well, that bit over there. It might be that there. No, I don't think that's it. Anyway, so coming back down to Earth again. Look at this. It looks pretty cool. I could have time warped even faster. Look how fast you can time warp in this game. Right, we're going to quick save as well, just in case anything happens. And that lovely music is very lovely, because it's lovely music. We're going to go back up. I want to check that the retrograde is still fine. No, the periapsis, sorry. We don't want that to go under 70,000, otherwise we're going to be pretty damn screwed. We're going to leave it on this time, even though we should have enough time to expand it out anyway. So I'm just going to leave it. So we have enough time to time warp for as long as we need. And then we're going to extend it out. There we go. So now we should have an encounter with the moon at some point. I need to change it so that the thing is fine. So what I want to do is I want to add a maneuver node here. I need to make it so it lines up with the moon's maneuver thing. Although we should still get in an orbit anyway. But which one is it? Is it that one? There we go. Wait, did that do anything? I hadn't got much experience with this maneuver node stuff, so I don't know if I'm doing it right or not. But I know you're meant to do it at like a periapsis to get it right. Because it takes less of a burn and it's more worth it, because it's more efficient, that's the word. Nope, that's not it either. So I think it was the blue one. I think we have to do both a pink maneuver and a another one. But it could be possible that we can actually get into the moon's orbit anyway. I think I was speaking a bit too quiet then. So there's the moon, the lovely moon. Then Minmus should be around there, but as we keep saying, we can't see it. So we're gonna get further and further away from the Earth. We're gonna quick save. So anyway, there we go. I'm gonna get further and further away. Look at it, you can even see it spinning now. It looks so cool. We'll get into Earth's, the moon's orbit path, but we won't actually get to see the moon and get into an orbit this time. Still looking out for Minmus. This time it should be to the left of the moon a bit. So around this area. I still don't see him. And it's really upsetting when you don't see him, because I think Minmus is really cool, to be honest. And I think it's a bit lonely out there. So we're going to time warp again. We're going to come back around. I'll start slowing us down a bit. This is only as fast as we can time travel. Time travel? We're time traveling now, guys. Time warp, sorry. There we go. We got a moon encounter. So we're going to quick save at this point. And actually, this encounter, if we just left it, would make us go further out of the Earth's gravitational pull. So we could leave it if we wanted to, but we're not going to do that. We're going to try and get into an orbit around the moon. So what we're going to do is we're going to loop around the Earth for one final time until we arrive back again. We're going to get into an orbit around the moon as well, and then get back to Earth and land safely, hopefully. So anyway, we're going to speed up. We're going to quick save at this point here. We're going to get into the orbit of the moon. We've got to do this really slowly just in case anything happens. So here we are, we're in the moon's gravitational pull. Now what we want to do is we want to slow down our orbit thing, my bob. So we go to this point here with the X in it, which slows down our orbit. And we want to get to the periapsis. Oh, there we go. So now we want to slow it down as fast as we can. And this is going to change our orbit dramatically. It'll even change the orbit of the moon. So this is really good. This is like a flyby maneuver as well. So if you slow it down too, like as much, it like gets into the moon's orbit. You can even get to Mimas if you wanted to using this technique. But it gets that far that now we're in the moon's orbit. And now we can just stay flying around the moon for as long as we want. So yeah. Hello moon, how you doing? We're not going to land it. We've got nothing to land it on. Look at that. It looks so cool. So now we've seen the moon in all its glory, and we've been up for 6 days and 3 hours. Herbert's really happy about this, and I can't evacuate him for some reason. Alright, I was still in time warp. So we still can't see from his point of view. We can do that. So you can see outside the ship, like, look what he wants to. There's the moon. And then we're going to board it again. Okay, so now we need to get back to Earth. So we need to change our sign so it goes to the retrograde. That's it. And then we need to go to the periapsis. Yeah, we might as well because that's further away, so it'll be less of a need to do it. So now we need to time warp to the periapsis. I think our orbit's quite slow with the moon because the moon's like got that less of a gravitational pull. You don't want to go that fast. Anyway, so we're going to move back to the retrograde. I'm going to start flying our engines. We're going to start powering up our engines. Then we'll get back into the... Big problem, guys. Big problem, big problem. We're going to end up in the solar system. Let's go back to... if you hold F11, I think it is. Nope. Is it F9? There we go. I didn't save it as I got into the moon's orbit, did I? Whoopsie daisy. So I'm going to have to get into that moon's orbit again. So I'll skip this part, guys, because I think this video's doing like a long while, so be right back. Right, guys, welcome back. I've got back into the moon's orbit again. And yeah, now we're going to leave the orbit. I've made the orbit a bit larger than before. It shouldn't make that much of a difference because we were in the moon's orbit anyway. But I messed it up a bit because I forgot to quick save. So I'm going to quick save it now. Just to make sure anything happens. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move to the retrograde. And we're going to power up our engines again. So I've got to wait for it to settle down. Like so. We're going to wait for us to get to the periapsis. Like that. And then we're going to move back to the retrograde. I'm going to fire. So now this is going to extend out the moon's orbit. There we go. Now, the fastest way to do this, as you can see, that's really large. It's 33k away from the Earth. But that's good. We can use that to our advantage. So, even though 33k, that's 33,000. So we're 33 million meters away from the Earth. Now, you might seem like that's a bit too far. Well, that actually comes in handy. So, now what I'm going to do is going to time warp again. We're going to get out the moon's orbit. There we go, floating around. And look at that. Look how far away we are from the Earth. We're still getting further and further away. We should be able to see Mimas from here, I guess. So if the Earth is about there, if we look away from the Earth. Mimas, where are you? I'm trying to spot this without the target finder. Because the target finder is kind of cheating. We might as well do it. I want to see Mimas. Right, where is he? Mimas is one tricky planet to find. Even at this close. I guess Mimas is really small though compared to the moon. Look how big it is. That's what we have to look out for in the sky. Anyway, Mimas, we'll come and find you one day, mate. We'll hopefully land on you one day and be able to check out your surface. But at the moment we're off back down to Earth, to see, and get, wait, to see? What we're going to see? And get some congratulations from our space buddies back there. So now what we're going to do is, hold on a minute, what? Right, no wonder, I was trying to come out of SES and it wasn't working, it's because I started time warp. So now, what we're going to do is, we're going to start firing away. This brings the periapsis down a lot, and 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 a lot. We should just end up in the... Ooh, we don't want an encounter with the moon. Still not close enough yet. We've got to make it go down more and more. There we go. So guys, that was one nice journey. Getting into the orbit around the moon and then going back down to Earth. So where we can get congratulated by everyone. And, what? I'm not even in the moon's what? I want to know what happened then. What happened? Did I rotate around the moon or something? I don't know what happened then, guys. That was so confusing. It was unreal. Anyway, so now we're going to come back down into Kerbin's atmosphere. We might as well decouple at this very point. Herbert, very happy with his journey. We're going to come back down now. 70,000, 60,000. We're going to speed it up. We're going to start hitting the atmosphere, start burning up. There we go. And hopefully we're going to land on land because we don't want to land on the surface. So we're going to pull out the parachute. There's our other part of this ship that should land before us, obviously, because it's further down than us. Once we hit 500 meters, we've got slow down time. That opened a bit too early, but that's fine. We're going to come down and get celebrated. So, where's our base? Oh, we didn't actually land that far from the base. So anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of Kerbal Space Program. It seemed to have been a long time. I might be cutting out some parts, I don't know. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this. Herbert.